At Northwestern University Feinberg School of Medicine, doctors and nurses are forging new frontiers in teaching with hands-on learning, powered by innovative technology and guided by an ever-changing curriculum. At first glance, this looks like a real hospital emergency room. It's set up exactly like one. But take a closer look at the patient. He may look and sound human, but he's not.
Something in my chest. Can you please stop it?
He is one of the most sophisticated medical simulators in the world, and he is just one part of the amazing simulation technology and immersive learning center at the Feinberg School of Medicine. The team of 4 people surrounding the patient are fourth-year medical students about to tackle a case hands-on, something they would never normally experience until they left medical school.
This is excellent. This is sort of as best as you can get about taking care of a real patient and putting them in harm.
The patient's heart is racing, and they have to figure out why.
Having any trouble breathing?
I guess maybe a little, just really uncomfortable.
Cheryl, a nurse from Northwestern Memorial Hospital, is also in the room. Susan Eller is Director of Interprofessional Education at Feinberg. Among her many responsibilities are team training with students, doctors, and nurses.
Good, so core perfusion to the lungs.
We have them do just what they do in the emergency department. But we also say there's going to be times in real life that the nurse is going to tell you, I don't think that's a wise decision to make. I'm concerned about you doing that because it may be a patient safety thing. And the nurses who are in the room during the simulation will do the same thing.
Cheryl also takes direction through a concealed earpiece from simulation educator Dr. David Salzman, who is behind the reflective glass in a control room supervising the educational event.
No, I don't take anything.
Next to Dr. Salzman is simulation technician Brian Florick.
I don't think so.
He controls the dummy and provides its voice.
Can you help me?
He can make the simulator react to nearly every move the students make to try and ease the rapid heartbeat.
So my role as the instructor, primarily for the majority of the case, is to sit in here in the control room and watch through the glass. I use video recording software so that I can make comments and annotate what happens during the case, and then during the debriefing, immediately pull up those video clips. Do is watch the first 60 seconds of your interaction with the patient.
It was nice to be able to see kind of what we were doing wrong immediately and have him go over the video with us. It's always interesting when you're thrust into a situation that you've never actually had to do in real life before.
Later, Dr. Salzman joins Cheryl and the students in the treatment room for a scenario that he teaches bedside.
So why are we going to cardiovert this guy?
The fundamental premise of what we produce here is an experience that activates the learner. You can watch them light up. They look at the monitor. You can see the thought process occurring in their minds as they interpret the information they're given and then make decisions on it.
There is no way to come to the simulation center and not be engaged in your own learning. It's unlike a lecture where you can sit in the back of the lecture hall and focus on something else.
It was nice because I felt like we had a chance to fail and there wasn't a human cost. But at the same time, you had the adrenaline pumping and it was just like a real life situation, so much better than kind of sitting in a lecture hall.
Their learning experience used to be a 2-hour lecture. Now that lecture serves as an introduction to their immersive experience in the sim lab. And that experience is constantly changing to meet the rapid advances in medicine.
We have a team of engineers that are embedded with our doctors to build new simulation devices, new ways to teach different protocols, different procedures, using skin material that you might find in Hollywood theaters.
They make skin and much more inside the Innovations Lab.
This model, the team designed to train students how to do a cricothyrotomy, which is an emergency procedure where you can't get a breathing tube put into the patient and you have to make an incision in the neck. It's a procedure that folks often won't have an opportunity to learn in medical school or residency, and that's because it happens so infrequently. It's a very rare thing.
But it does happen. A Feinberg student who practiced on the special device was confronted with the emergency recently during her residency. She shared what happened in a note to the team.
She was on duty and she was surrounded by other personnel. There were physicians there of various specialties, but those physicians hadn't practiced as much as this resident had recently practiced. And so she was the one most qualified to move forward. She saved the patient's life, and he went on to do well.
Being able to simulate, I think it's going to become more a part of medical education in general, but being able to do this, I think we're all going to remember what to do in these scenarios from here on out.
And it's my hope that we can spread the lessons learned from our work here to the nation, literally to enhance patient safety and patient care by increasing the quality and reliability of the work that clinicians do.
I feel so much better. Thank you, doctors.